Welcome. I'm happy to see you guys today. Previously, we spoke about, how to register your business, what not to do, what to do, what should happen after you register your business, what are the considerations you should have when thinking about incorporating or registering a business in Nigeria. And we spoke a little bit about taxes, how it applies to you. So this episode now, we will be deep diving into these taxes. What are these taxes exactly? Which one affects you as a business person? Which one should you be paying? Which one should you not be paying? I'm sure all of you are afraid of taxes, or some of you are scared of taxes. Other people, they don't even want to hear taxes. Government that did not give me road, I'm the one that did my electricity, I'm the one that did this for myself. They want to be collecting taxes. I'm not going to pay. But we already said it last week, right? That most times it's not even you that are paying the taxes. You are just the middleman between the person paying the taxes and the government. Although sometimes you have to pay yourself. So we'll sort of go into it in a bit more detail and explain how the taxes you pay affect you, what they are, which one you should not be paying, which one you should be paying. Who should be collecting the money? Is it the state? Is it the federal government? When should you pay it? And how should you pay it? But before we go into the details of the different kinds of taxes and how they relate to your business, right? I want to mention something. There is a difference between tax filing and tax remittance. If you feel like, no, don't get confused. They're very simple terms. Tax filing and tax remittance. Remittance is simple. It's paying money to the government. That is tax remittance. These things are very simple. So when you're having a consultation call, you're talking to a finance person or an accountant, and they are saying, we did the remittance, no fear. They are just telling you that they paid money to the government. It's that simple. Filing, on the other hand, is showing the government what you are doing. So you must file, but you do not always have to remit. You are wondering how. Remember Mr. Shegun, who registered a business but is not doing anything yet. He intends to start in a few months' time, but he has registered already. He has opened a bank account. He has probably put in his first money, but he has not started making money or incurring any taxes. Remember, we said that you need to go and show the government. You have agreed to show the government what you are doing on a monthly basis. So that's showing the government is what we call filing. So for example, I am selling baby products. And remember, we said last week, in our last episode rather, that baby products are not applicable. You don't charge VAT on baby products. So what do? Mr. Femi Shegun still has to take the total money he made from baby product this year and show the government. Say, I don't make 1 million this year or this month. But he doesn't have to pay any tax. Do you understand? So that is tax filing. He's filing and showing the government that this is how much I'm supposed to pay, or this is what I have done in this period. Then the remittance is when you actually pay the money. So I'm trying to think of another example that separates filing from remittance. Okay, there are situations when the tax you are supposed to pay is a lot. So let's say you are supposed to pay 50 million as tax. It's a lot of money, so you don't have the cash at once. What you would typically do is to file. So when you are filing, you are showing the government that, government, I'm supposed to pay 50 million. Remember, we're trying to distinguish between tax filing and tax remittance. write the government and say, this is my tax where I'm supposed to pay. This is how much I'm supposed to pay. So you filed. That's the 50 million. But you can now say, I don't get this 50 million. No. I want to pay in 6 installments. You can write the government and say, I want to pay 6 installments over the next 6 months. Now, your remittance is happening over a 6-month period, but your filing has already been done. Now, why is this important? In Nigeria today, if you don't pay your taxes and file your taxes on time, you will be penalized. Now, remember that filing is not the same thing as remittance. Remittance is payment. Filing is submission, right? So let's say you've submitted, but you did not pay. They will penalize you for not paying, but they will not penalize you for not submitting. If you most times you have to do the two. You must file and you must remit. There are situations where you do not require remittance. Let's say your tax is 0. You must file, but you don't have to remit. So there's what we call tax filing penalty, and there is remittance penalty. So pay tax, there is the penalty for that one. Show government say now how much you make be this, there is penalty for that one. So the taxes that you are supposed to be remitting and the filings you are supposed to be doing, they go hand in hand. So you will see how this plays out over time, as we continue this conversation about taxes for your business. So what taxes are you supposed to be paying? Depending on the kind of business you register, it determines the kind of business taxes you will be paying. For example, if you register a business name, remember, a business name is the same thing as an individual. So if you register a business name, you have registered an individual. So you will be paying what we call personal income tax. Personal income tax. If it is a limited liability company, you will be paying company's income tax or corporation tax, if you like. How then they calculate these things? It is not that straightforward, but I will tell you the rate. For company's income tax, it is 30%. You pay 30% of profits. You pay 30% of profits. For a business name, right, you pay, it is a table. It is not one rate, it is a table. But the maximum rate is 24%. 24% of the distributions to the business owners. Remember, in the first case, it is on profit. In this case, you are paying on the amount you have distributed to the owners as a business name. But recently, during the last administration, we have seen the government, implement different methods to sort of reduce tax burden on businesses. So normally before, everybody, whether your business they make 10 million or your business makes 20 or 30 or 40, you will be paying 30% tax. Remember, 30% on profit, not on your revenue, not on the revenue you collect. It is on the profit you make. Profit is after you have removed all your expenses. So you pay certain percentages. Now they broke it down. They said, okay, because of the difficulties in the economy, let us break it down. So if you make less than 25 million, your corporate tax will be 0. Again, remember, you have to file, but you will not pay. So even if you make profits of 20 million out of your 25 million revenue, what is your tax? 0. So what you will do is to file. You will show the government that this year I made revenue of 25 million. I made profit of 20 million. But my tax is 0 because the law says my tax is 0. Because your tax is 0, you will not pay. But you still have to file. Remember, you have to file. Registration of a business means you have communicated to the government. You have committed to show the government how you are operating and how much you are making. So you have to file and show them. But in this case, you don't have to pay. So you are not paying any tax. And when I say you are not paying any tax, you are not paying any tax on the business. But all those other taxes that you will collect for the government, remember I said before that as a business, you are an agent for the government. So you get tax where we say you supposed to pay. Then you get tax where we say you supposed to collect from other people, give government. For the ones that is for your business, the business tax itself. Remember, the business is a separate legal person. You will not pay tax if your revenue is below 25 million, as at today, right? As at today, you will not. But you would pay other taxes on behalf of other people and different other types of taxes. If you make between 25 to 100 million in revenue, your tax will be 20%. 20%. Then above 100 million is 30%. Now, there are different nuances, there are different stories, there are different situations that warrant for different kinds of rates. For example, in the petroleum industry, upstream, all those big shell companies, Chevron and the likes, not their downstream companies, the upstream guys, they pay as much as 85%, in taxes. So, but the calculation is very different from normal, and that's why you see them, they pay a lot to their employees, because rather than take 85% of my profit and pay it to the government, why not just give it to the people that work here? So that is that about business taxes. Now, if I am not paying corporate taxes, what are the other kinds of taxes that I am supposed to pay? Let's talk about your employees. When you employ people in Nigeria, they are supposed to be paying taxes. The calculation of that thing is a little cumbersome. It is not that straightforward. In fact, I cannot explain it to you on this call. Probably some on this channel. Some other time, maybe I would create a template and share it, so you guys can calculate it by yourself. But if you have employees in your business, you are supposed to be taking tax from them and giving it to the government. Now, I hope you people are able to see a very thin line. Remember, for the individual person that you're paying taxes for, are you paying taxes for him after you've removed their expenses? I hope you're getting my point. You're not removing his own expenses, and then you are taxing him. But as a business, government will say, take out all your expenses before they tax you. I hope you're seeing the differences. And that's why, sometimes you saying, you don't want to register business, you don't want to do business, you'll be operating on your own, is worse for you. Because as an individual, you pay tax on your income. On your income. As a business, you pay taxes on your profits. As a business, you pay taxes on your profits. So that said, what other taxes are we supposed to pay? You need to pay taxes for your employees, the people that work with you. Again, there are different exemptions. For somebody that earns below 30,000 naira monthly, you're not supposed to be paying any taxes. 0. What other things should you be doing when you have employees? you need to be, paying their pension. I know most of you employers don't want to do it, but you need to be paying pension. You need to, it's not mandatory by law in most cases, but you should also register them for health maintenance. When you have beyond a certain number of employees, I think number is 5, you should do something called, you should register for NSITF, the Social Insurance Trust Fund. Then if you are a little bit more buoyant, you should do housing funds and all these other things. But very importantly, so we don't veer away from the topic of taxes, remit your taxes for your employees. Now, who do you remit employee taxes to? You remit to the state where the employee resides. Again, you remit to the states where the employees reside. So if you get employee for Abuja, your company dey Lagos, you dey do remote work, the guy dey work from Abuja, where should you pay your taxes to for that employee? Abuja. If your company is in Lagos, your employee is in Kaduna, and they work from Kaduna, you should pay your taxes in Kaduna. Some of you are wondering, my employee moves about. They move from year to year. They drive my trailer. Yes. You are supposed to pay in where they are based. So where would they call their own base? That's where you should pay. Then there is this guideline. It's not a rule. It's just a guideline. So that's where you spend about 180 days a year. The place that you would say you spend about 180 days a year is your tax base. So you pay employee taxes to the state. Remember, you are acting as what? An agent. No be you they pay the tax. It is not your business that is paying the tax. You are just collecting from your staff and then pay the government. Now, you people would say, I cannot pay any employee taxes. Oh, let me do this one. Now, by not paying taxes, who is paying the penalty? You. You are paying penalties on taxes that you are not supposed to pay. It makes sense? It don't make sense now. So you are supposed to pay on behalf of somebody. You did not collect the money from the person to pay to the government. Now you are claiming that somebody is charging you extra. So please, make sure that you understand your role as a business person. You are in between your employees and the government in terms of employee taxes. Now, what other taxes are you supposed to pay? Sales taxes. In other countries in Africa, some of us refer to it as sales tax. Some of us call it GST. In Nigeria, it is called VAT. VAT means value added tax. Value added tax. And what is it? Value added tax, VAT, is the kind of tax that you should be paying on sales. It's quite, long, and I do not think that we would be able to delve deep into it on this particular episode. Remember, watch all the previous episodes to be able to understand how we got to this point. And I'll catch you next time as we move forward in discussing value-added tax and other taxes your business are supposed to pay. Thank you.